Good morning. So it is another sunny day here in California. We're currently here at Universal Studios here in Hollywood. Definitely looking forward to going here at Universal Studios. We've actually been here before a couple of times. This is actually one of the places that I always look forward to whenever we come here in California. Universal Studios is one of the most highly visited theme parks in Southern California.
Did anyone hear a rumbling? Oh my goodness, it's a flash flood! Everybody take cover!
It is home to the world's most famous studio tour, where they take you on a journey to see the largest and busiest motion picture and TV studio in the world.
We do love water effects here at Universal Studios.
In addition to the studio tour, they also have about 20 other rides and attractions across the park that you will surely love.
Now head on around the corner to the building storage area.
Unlike any other theme parks, Universal Studios has some of the most extensive and immersive 4D experiences in the world. And I'm not just talking about sit in a chair type of 4D experiences.
Why is Ken so ready?
Almost all of their 4D attractions are roller coaster like rides where you need to buckle up and brace yourself for some high-speed actions. With that, here are our top 4 tips when you visit Universal Studios.
Tip number 1, get here early. As we mentioned earlier in this video, Universal Studios is one of the most highly visited theme parks in Southern California.
Welcome to Universal Studios.
The park averages about 9 million visitors per year.
Although that number has gone down in the past year, there was definitely a ton of people when we came, causing wait times for rides to reach about 60 to 90 minutes. In fact, we waited for over an hour to get on the studio tour, which is our most favorite and highly recommended ride at the park. Getting here early maximizes your time at the park and ensures that you get the most out of your trip at Universal Studios.
Tip number 2, Universal Studios is expensive. Current online ticket prices cost about $109 during the week and about $134 during weekends and holidays. These prices are even more when you buy your tickets at the gate. That is why we highly recommend getting your tickets online and ahead of time.
Talking about saving money on tickets, we have an amazing travel and experience hack that we would like to share with you in today's video, and that is Groupon.
Groupon is an online platform where you can browse hundreds of deals on experiences and attractions such as Universal Studios. We have used Groupon regularly in the past couple of years and have found that Groupon has some of the most amazing deals for virtually almost anything that you can think of. From discounted fishing trips in Alaska, here it is, to our snorkeling excursions with manta rays in Hawaii. We have saved hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by using Groupon. We have found deeply discounted prices on Groupon with up to 50% savings versus paying directly at the gate.
At the time of this recording, Universal Studios cost about $140 per person at the gate on Groupon. You can buy them for as low as $109, which saves you over 20% than paying directly at Universal Studios.
If you want to learn more about Groupon or how to save on your next Universal Studios adventure or any other experiences, check out our affiliate link in the description below.
75 seconds! Still on tip number 2, food and drinks at the park are expensive.
Over to lunch, we're having some brews for lunch. Cheers.
Cheers! spending almost $100 for a couple of hot dogs, pretzels, and brews.
To save some money and time, we highly recommend eating outside the park either before you enter the park in the morning or after you leave the park at night.
There is also a ton of different dining options right outside the theme park.
Tip number 3. We actually didn't realize this until we hopped off our first ride at Universal Studios, which was the studio tour. Time is your enemy when visiting parks like this. You wait in line to get your tickets, you wait in line to get to the rides, you even wait in line to get your food. And that is why, if you can afford it, we highly recommend getting the Universal Express, which allows you to skip the lines one time for each ride, attraction, and seated show. So we ended up buying the Express ticket back here. It's pretty hefty, it's about $100 per person, but I think it makes sense, especially if you're only coming here once, because it cuts the time. I think it cuts the time in about a third, so we're gonna find out here shortly if it's actually gonna cut the time in about a third, because right now the waiting time, it's pretty crazy. We're looking at about 60-70 minutes per ride. Yeah, 90 minutes in some rides too, so crossing my fingers to see if this $100 per person is worth it. So we just gotten off our first ride with the Express. Man, let me tell you, that's actually very highly recommended. It only took us about 10 minutes to go through the line, which should have taken about 70-80 minutes for the wait, but definitely worth it, I think. On to our next ride. We just hopped off the Jurassic Park ride. Now we're gonna be hopping on to the Transformer ride. It looks like it's gonna be about a 60-minute wait, but we'll find out how long it takes with the Express. So check that out. So it's currently showing 80 minutes of waiting time for the general admission. Walk into the front and we'll see how long this takes. So it's so far it's been about 30 seconds or so. So just finished the Transformers ride. Definitely recommend getting the Express, guys, because that will definitely save you quite a bit. I think we were only waiting for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes total. Definitely worth it. We actually paid more for our Universal Express tickets since we got them while we were already at the park, which cost us about $100 extra per person during our trip. However, it is only $80 additional per person for the full day if you purchase your Express tickets through Groupon. Just doing a quick math, if you come to the park as soon as they open and try to get to every single ride or attraction that you can until closing, you can probably only get to about 9 of the rides at the park. And that's with an average waiting time of about 60 minutes at every attraction with no bathroom or food breaks in between.
Therefore, if you can fit it in your budget, we highly recommend getting the Express option so that you can save some time at the park and experience more of what Universal Studios has to offer. This is actually 2 tips combined into one. If you are strapped on time and only have time to visit a couple of attractions at the park, we definitely recommend heading straight to the studio tour.
We have just arrived here at my favorite ride here in the entire park. It's the studio tour. It's actually Sean's first time doing a studio tour.
Right left-hand side of this. George, Speedy, get out of the water, honey. George? George! Look real, but they're not. They're on top. Make sure to have a great first day. Everybody take cover! I was just joking with y'all. I wasn't even controlling.
The studio tour is a must when you come to Universal Studios. The tour itself lasts for about 60 minutes and goes through some of the most interesting facts about the studios and film industry in general. The tour also has a couple of in-tour attractions that immerses you in the world of 4D, to include the experience of being in the largest street movie set in Hollywood history.
Right now.
They have a lot of all kinds of effects that they use here in filmmaking here in Hollywood. Definitely recommended. Another thing that you definitely cannot miss while visiting Universal Studios is the Harry Potter experience. Within the Harry Potter experience is a couple of different attractions. However, you definitely don't want to miss the nighttime lights at Hogwarts Castle, where they bring the Harry Potter castle into life with dazzling lights and music. We have just arrived at the Harry Potter's castle. Currently inside the Harry Potter's castle here, trying to find our way into the ride.
Another Harry Potter experience that we highly recommend and Sean particularly like is the wand magic locations.
Throughout the entire Harry Potter area are 15 different locations where you can create your own spells by casting magic and making things move right in front of your eyes. This was definitely an interactive experience Sean will remember. I think it's gonna work.
Point. There you go.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Just a heads up though, you do have to pay separately for the interactive wand, which is about $70 per piece. Oh, look at that.
That is the end of our 4 tips when visiting Universal Studios Hollywood.